Breeze Nation, C-Red Nation, it's your boy P.Kidd running it back. Let's talk Boogie Cousins. Real talk, Rockets released them. Bulls need help in the paint. The name Boogie Cousins come across the screen, you may instantly say, let's double down and get my man, right? But there are some concerns as to why he's being released. So let's be realistic. So let's really dive into it. Listen, if you've been following us, you know that the Bulls are on a trend. We're trending upward. In fact, since we've been calling these games, we've gone from a 9th seed to an 8th seed. I think as of today, we are the 6th seed in the East. Check that out, right? And with that being said, is it necessary to make some moves to add certain pieces, or should we just ride out with the pieces we have, knowing for a fact that we have some major pieces that are out? Larry Marketing being our 4 has not been in. Otto Porter Jr. has not been in, which helps our forward position, actually helps our rebounding. We haven't really had a healthy team. So is it really necessary for us to go out and potentially sign another person who may not be available when we need them? Is it necessary to go out and sign someone who could potentially add an element to this team that we don't necessarily need, as far as, you know, the attitude? I'm not saying that Boogie's a bad person. I'm not saying anything like that, but we know that attitude and that type of determination he kind of comes to, it kind of can add a disruptive layer to what we're already building, right? Do we need that? Will Billy Donovan want to do it? Would Billy want to take on that risk? Would Billy want to sit there and disrupt the core that he's trying to build? Would he want to potentially interrupt what they're trying to build with Wendell, seeing that he finally has a good coach who's actually grooming him a little bit? We can see that. But now let me give you the reasons why we should absolutely go get him. Right now, we have no timetable realistically for when Otto Porter Jr. is going to come out. That timetable has been blown out the water, right? In fact, he lives on IR, in my honest opinion. Laurie won't be available until after the All-Star game. That is in like 2 weeks, right? So realistically, maybe we get him back. Maybe it's the same, maybe it's not. But even when he is back, the man is soft. Wendell, I like what he's doing. I like the attitude he's bringing to it. But overall, Wendell doesn't strike fear. And he definitely don't strike fear in me, and I'm small. Like, listen, he don't strike fear in a lot of people in that paint. We get bullied in the paint, right? We've all said we need someone with some tenacity and stuff like that. Well, guess what Boogie brings a whole lot of? Tenacity. Boogie also gives you another scoring threat when he is on the floor. Boogie can shoot. He can play back to the basket. He can do those things when given an opportunity. So despite the fact that he has been injury prone, despite the fact that he has, you know, coming off a major injury at that, you gotta be real about that. Despite all of those other things, there's a lot of good there. He definitely helps us when it comes to our 3-point shooting. Now, you can look at his numbers now and say that they're down, right? They're definitely down. But the one thing I did notice that Houston did that I know we won't do is they committed to him just being a spot-up shooter. All the plays would pretty much clear out the paint, let John Wall, let Oladipo do what they do, because they're not the most exemplary of shooters. But Boogie is not just the person to sit there, pop threes all day. On top of that, I mean, realistically, it's kind of being played out of position. We've seen a lot of good players on teams that got played out of position, what that does to their careers. I think that's what Boogie was kind of going to. So I attribute those numbers to that. However, again, you can't tell me that Boogie can't get boards. Can't tell me that Boogie can't shoot. Can't tell me he can't play back to the basket. You can't tell me he can't be a force defensively. Right now, as it stands, I don't know if I mentioned this before. If I have, you can hear it again. If Boogie Cousins was on our team right now, he'd be tied with our best rebounder on limited minutes. Boogie is averaging 7.6 rebounds per game. Our best rebounder, I believe, is Wendell Carter. He averages 7.7. Let's be real here, right? We could use that production. We can use that production as he gets healthy, as he gets more, as he gets his legs underneath him. Do you honestly think that he's going to be averaging 7.7 a game? I gave him some extra minutes. You think he's not going to give me some extra boards? Yeah, I've seen what Wendell's going to do. Now, I'm not saying that Wendell's done growing. I'm not saying that his game can't evolve. I'm not saying that he can. But I know Boogie can give me 10. Boogie's been giving me 10 most of his career. I know Boogie can do it again. I know that possibility. I don't know what Wendell's going to give me. I know one thing, considering that, you know, even if we were sticking with the Wendell situation and bringing in a Boogie on limited minutes, it'd be better than the Gafford situation. Gafford comes in, he gives us a lot of energy, he gives us a lot to look forward to on defense, but he doesn't give me an excellent rebound. He's not giving me the double-doubles in that regard. He also got bullied in the paint. Go check the tape on that. And he gives me very limited ability on scoring. If I was to see Gafford at the three-point line, I would leave him wide the heck open. I can't leave Boogie open. Even on the down season, I can't leave Boogie open at the three-point line. If I was to see Gafford in the paint and with a decent defender, I know he doesn't have the footwork to give me several moves. Boogie can give you some work down there. There's a plus to it. That's the plus to it. Cornette, hey, fan favorite. I guess he's like the new Scalabrini of the team. I hear that name thrown out a lot. Guess what? No, Felicio, please, chin strap. No, get out of here. Listen, right now, I can sit there and talk about all the negatives that's not in the Boogie. But to me, the positives far outweigh it. I really believe that Boogie Cousins has a lot more in the tank to give. I think that he's just looking for the opportunity to kind of earn that, have decent minutes to actually provide that, be in a situation with people who want to win. And I think a Chicago Bulls team could help him now. In all actuality, being real with myself, fan base and everything like that, would he more than likely go to a contender? I wholeheartedly think he does. How many years left does he have coming off of ACL, and the type of game that he plays versus, I mean, he's not a Kevin Durant. That's not to say that he's a bad player, but I mean, the type of game he plays, the physicality he goes through and stuff like that, totally different styles of play. How many years does he have left, right? And he may be thinking that as well. I've had all these injuries, stuff like that. How many years do I have left? So I fully expect the Lakers to make a push. I fully expect, I know he can't go to the Clippers. It's two teams he can't go to. But so I fully expect the Lakers to try to make a push for him. But barring that, Boogie on the Bulls doesn't look bad. Absolutely does not look bad. And so I want to know what you all think. We've talked about this in our lives. We've talked about a lot of different things. But hey, he's available. Teams are going to call. Do you think the Bulls should be in on giving them a call? Do you think that Billy Donovan and AK should have sat down and said, hey, this guy's available, should we go after him? Now, I throw in a caveat just because I don't want to make a full video on this. There's another player who recently was tied to a Chicago player, very integral in his development, who I think we should sign. And we can kind of throw this in as a little caveat on before we part. Jamal Crawford, J. Crow, has been on several different podcasts saying, hey, I'm training, I'm ready to go, I'm looking to be a part of an organization. If they have me, this, that, and the other. I think that if anything else, if nothing else rather, having him on the organization helps us. It does nothing but give us an extra ball handler, someone who can definitely we don't have to worry about so much defensively. I'm not saying he's the best defender, because he definitely is not. And someone who can definitely handle the ball in late game situations. Because the one thing we know he can do is handle the peel. And so that's a caveat. You all let me know. Tell me again what you think about Boogie. Are we in? Are we out? Tell me what you think about J. Crow. Are we in? Are we out? Let's double down on it. Hey, listen, all you all have been rocking with us from day one. We appreciate you all. Look out for the game of the week. That'll be against Phoenix. That's on Friday, I think, at 7 o'clock. So I look forward to seeing you all then. But until then, y'all, it's your boy P.Kidd.